Now that we have the home page done, I want to go ahead and create the entry view page. So that way when we click on a news article and we are brought to news/view and then the slug for the article, that we see the full article. So that's the template that we want to set up now. So let's look at that template via the static templates we have. So that is right here. So we have the large image, a title or headline, date line, comments, and then the body, and of course the comments here. And then down below we have related entries as well, which we'll get to in a little bit. This is what we have. Let's go ahead and start, and we do that in the control panel. So in the control panel, I want to go to Developer, Template Manager, and then go into my News Template group and create a new template. Now remember, we created our path to be news/view when you viewed an article. So we're going to create a new template called view. It'll be the HTML type. We don't want to duplicate anything, so we will save the template. Now back in our code editor, we should now see our view template right here. It's empty because we haven't put anything in it yet. So let's do that now. Going to grab the static template, select it all and copy it, and then come back and paste it in like that. Now you might need to update the paths a little bit to make them work so they can grab the CSS properly now that it's on a web server. So let's save it and take a look in the browser. So now I'm on the fourth article. So if I just refresh this, there we go. Now we see our template. So again, I'm just verifying that that template works, that this URL works, and it does. And I can see everything here. It's all rendering properly. So now I'm ready to bring this template to life with the dynamic content based on the URL we see here. So this will be the fourth article. It's going to use this slug here to determine which article will show. So let's hop into our code. So we are here, and let's scroll down to where the content starts. And it starts right here inside the content divs. This is a good place to put in our opening channel entries tag. And now we want to define our channel as news. We're going to define a limit of 1. Now, this is a page that is dynamically generated based on the URL, and there can only be one entry with that slug in the URL. This one right here. This has to be unique in all of Expression Engine. But I like to be sure that that's always going to be the case, that nobody can maybe go remove that and just go to view and then it'll list out all my entries. So to do that, I always specify a limit of 1. That way, if somebody removes the slug, it will only show like probably the latest entry. The status will be, well, it has to actually be a few different things because right now we have 3 different statuses that we'll use. We're going to use the homepage featured status. We're going to use the homepage secondary status. And then the default status for an entry that is showing on the site is open. There's also the closed status, but that's only for entries that we don't want to be public. So we need to specify all of the statuses because we don't know which status this will have. Now the entry that we're viewing here has the status of homepage secondary, but this template will be used for all the news articles, not just this one. So we need to make it as generic and welcoming and accepting as possible for all the different statuses. So for status, we will do homepage featured, and then a pipe, and then homepage secondary, and then another pipe, and then open. So that's going to be our catch everything else, and this is just catching our special statuses here. Go ahead and toggle our soft wrap so it's easier to see on my screen. All right, so now we have that. So let's go ahead and close our channel entries tag pair. So I'm going to find this right there. So exp : channel entries. All right, with that done, we're ready to light up the content here with our dynamic tag. So title goes there under H2. So for the date, we can use a tag that's available called entry date, but we do have to format it to something that's human readable. And we do that using %F for the full month, and then %D for the numerical day and with a comma, and then %Y, uppercase Y for the 4-digit year. If you need to refer to the formatting options, which I always do when I write templates, you can look in the Expression Engine documentation. You can just search for entry date or date formatting, and it should pop up for you. And there's lots of options for formatting dates. So it could be however you really want it to be. For our case, we'll do it like this. For comments, we will use the special tag that's given to us called comment total. All right. And we can say, for the plural, we can say if comment total. Oh, look, we're doing a conditional here. If comment total does not equal 1, we'll show the S. So I just kind of sprung that on you really quick. This is called a conditional. It's an if statement. We're just checking if comment total does not equal 1, then show the S. Because if it equals 1, we want it to be singular, just comment. 1 comment. If it's 0 comments, it's okay. If it's 100 comments, that's okay too. Now for here in this class of content, we want to remove all of this and replace it with the news body field, because that is the field that holds the main article content. All right, let's save that and check our work. So we're on my 4th article. Let's reload. All right, image is the same because remember, we're keeping the image static for now. We'll deal with that later. Here's my 4th article. Here's the date. And here is 0 comments. So later when we add a comment, if that ticks up to 1, that S will drop off. And here is our article content. So if I go back to the home page, here's my news article. So there it is there, 0 contents. You can say this is the subheader here. And you can see here's our italicized text here and our bold text. So our rich text editor, oh, and there's a link. So our rich text editor is working nicely. All right, so now we have our entry view basically ready to go. We have some more stuff we need to do. We need to do comments and stuff like that. And we'll get to the image later. But it's working, it's in place, and we can click through from different articles here and view each article dynamically. Very cool, right? We have this all working. So now I want to do a little bit of refining, and that's what we're going to cover in the next video.